Tonite. I'm your host, Marlene Kalila. Well, listen at this. My guests this evening are from the Shelby Residential and Vocational Services, better known as SRVS. Now, I'm sure you've all heard the word SRVS. So let me introduce my guests to you. I have the pleasure and honor of having the executive director here with me, none other than Mr. Tyler Hampton. Hello, Mr. Hampton. How are you?
Good evening.
All
Good
right.
to meet you, Marlene. Nice
meeting you as well. Also, we have Miss Cherry Davis, and she is the Director of Family Support for the Elderly and the adults with disabilities, right?
Correct.
I think
Hi,
we can
Marlene.
stretch.
Wonderful to be here.
Good to have you here.
Okay.
Now, many of you have heard of the organization SRVS. So before we start talking about the organization, I'm going to first ask you, what is the organization? And we'll just kind of go from there.
Okay. SRVS is an agency that provides a comprehensive array of services to people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And we actually serve all disabilities, not just intellectual and developmental.
Okay. All right. I know you are the executive director.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How did you get involved with the organization? Because I have found from doing this program so long, a lot of time there is some close family thing or something, someone you know that had a disability or something that kind of ties you into it. And how did you, or even not, how did you become involved with SRVS?
I've been, I'm a CPA. I worked with an agency, with a company here in Memphis that did real estate development. And at the same time, I had actually answered a call to ministry during that time. It was sort of as a response to that call to do something that was actually helping people rather than building buildings.
Okay.
So I became the Director of Finance for SRVS in 2000. And from Director of Finance became Director of Operations, then the Assistant Executive Director under Jeffrey Bruton. And when she retired, I became Executive Director.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. It was a little over a year ago.
Well, congratulations. Now, Ms. Davis.
Yes.
Losing my voice. I'm going to ask you about your involvement. How did you become involved with SRVS?
Well, actually, my background is medical, because a lot of medical people in my family, physicians, RNs, and pharmacists. And growing up, I wanted to be involved in the medical field, and I chose pathology, which is the study of disease.
Right.
But also, I had an uncle who had cerebral palsy when I was growing up. In those days, there wasn't a lot of information about the supports that were out there, and I watched my grandmother really toil with that situation in trying to keep him at home and not really know how to access services and get help and support for him. And I heard about SRVS,
How did you hear about SRVS?
Well, actually from a young lady that was a nurse at a facility that I worked at, private blood banking firm, prior to coming to SRVS. She had worked under me, and after a couple of years left, and she was working at SRVS. I decided I wanted to do something other than what I was doing in the community. I always said before I retire, I want to do something that I feel that I'm really giving to people, and it's out in the community where I can see and meet people. And just in a conversation with her, I said, well, I'm putting my feelers out because I really want to change fields and do something I really feel good about. And she said, well, why don't you come over and look at SRVS, and there could be something of interest over here. And I did. And I came over, and she just kind of walked me around and toured me of the facility, and I could see really what was going on and how people were being supported. And that, it just grabbed me.
Heart, I know.
And it did. And so I applied for a job. I came in as actually staff development manager. And from there to the position that I'm in now.
Congratulations.
So I've been there about 13 years.
And I knew, see, not both, but one of you had a tie to, being wanting to serve, wanting to help people, and you can't get a better person than someone who has those kinds of feelings.
Right, you're exactly right.
The dedication. Yeah, I applaud you for it. And I hear you have some wonderful accomplishments, recent accomplishments and growth. What is that about?
Well, we recently completed a capital campaign. We had started in 2008 and 2009, and of course with the economy the way it is, it took us a while to get there, but we raised $5.5 million to renovate our new building. Well, it's an older building that was renovated, but it's at the corner of Knight Arnold and Getwell across from Delta Medical. And with that renovation came an expansion of some services, including our clinical services. We provide nursing and behavior analysts to the folks that we serve. And we were able to expand our learning center. In our learning center, it was located at 3592 Knight Arnold. And this is an adult day center. But in the learning center, what we did was actually moved sort of an unstructured learning environment to an environment that uses Montessori techniques to provide activities for people. And it includes a multi-sensory approach through a lot of different what we call specialty rooms. We have a media room that we show movies. We have an art room where we have people working with different crafts and things. We have a music room that includes a therapy called the Rhythmic Arts Project that we sort of imported from California.
Okay. And when you said Montessori technique, I know exactly what that was because my oldest son attended a Montessori school. And they let them work at their own pace and whatever. A lot of things are out, so whatever interests them, that's where they that's where they go. And I find that there are a lot of creativity and learning like that,
Well, we found that in the United States, as far as we were able to find online or doing research, that using Montessori as a structured approach to adult learning had not been used to the scale we're using it. So we're kind of breaking new ground with that.
Oh, sounds good. Okay.
And then Marlene, let me add to it. Tyler left out some things that when I go down and look, and every time I go down and look, I see new things. And I work there, but they've got a wonderful model apartment so that the recipients are being taught skills.
That's good.
How to take care of a home and do as much as they can do. They have a computer room. They have a model kitchen where they can go in and learn about different meals preparation. So just in our elderly room, just for our seniors with the lounge chairs, and we have people coming in to crochet and other types of physical activities that they do to keep them agile and keep them moving, and a sensory garden, and they've got a patio, and I could go on and on and on what they have. I'd like to be there myself when I retire.
Well, see, that's why I'm not retiring. I want to keep these fingers still going,
Keep active.
But keep active, keep my mind, active.
But that's one of the places you can go to keep active. They have their little outings they go on, so.
There's always something going on.
It sounds wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah,
wonderful. And it sounds like you all are really on the right track.
Good.
Okay. Let's see what else you have going on here. Other programs. Clinical services, community employment services.
Right.
Okay. Tell us about the community employment services.
Okay. Community employment is actually kind of a hot topic now federally. The intent is that people live, work, and play in the community. By promoting community integration, you're actually able not only to help people achieve a better quality of life and stay in their communities, but you're also educating the public to the value of people with disabilities, and the issues that they face. Okay. I know our mayor is very active in visitability, which is one of the hot topics with the city of Memphis. And that is the idea that not only can a person live in their home and have access to their home, but they can visit their neighbors and they can go visit their friends and still have access to everything their friends have.
And I think that whole concept is wonderful because a lot has to be said for when people with disabilities can carry on normal lives, normal, wholesome lives. You know, and that's good. That's
Right.
good. And I know you, Cherry, you're going to tell us about the family support.
Right.
And also elderly and adult disability services. So just go ahead and tell us about that.
Well, I'll start talking about the elderly and disabled program. And I'm sure that you know people that have aging parents. We're moving along in age as well as baby boomers. But one of the things that I found is that people don't have information when they reach that stage of the road where parents are aging, need those supports to help them with their activities of daily living.
Right.
But I'm still working, and I have to go to work, and I need someone to help me to support my parent that is no longer able to do all of these things.
Right.
That program, which our elderly program, our choices is what we call it, because it's a choice. It helps person at home. And when we say choices, there are two groups, choices 1 and choices 2. Choices 1 is where a person chooses to do long-term care in a nursing home. Choices 2 is where you choose to have someone to come into your home and provide those services and keep your loved ones at home.
Right.
That's the program where we're actually a provider of choices 2, where we go into the home once the person is assessed for their needs, whatever supports they need for activities of daily living, you know, helping them to get up in the morning, get bathed, get dressed, prepare their meals. They're no longer able to do these things without help.
Right.
Then we send staff in based on their plan to provide the personal care, homemaker services that will prepare the meals, go to the grocery store, pick up the prescriptions, all of those things that you need to be able to support and keep those loved ones at home.
And that
then
is
still
part
be
of
able to
the,
go to work.
I'm sorry, that is part of the community service. Part of keeping people in the community is helping them stay in their homes if that's what they prefer.
Right.
And that's a good thing, because a lot of people would prefer staying in their homes.
Absolutely.
You know, and I hope I'll be able to stay in my home when I get that age. Okay, what about family
The Tennessee
support?
Family Support Program, that is a grant-based program, and the funds are provided through the state of Tennessee. And it's one of the programs that we call that end-of-the-road program, where people have disabilities. They need help with those disabilities, but for one reason or another, they may not qualify for different programs, maybe because of finances, or maybe own a home, and there are things that limit you from being able to get the support you need, but yet you have disabilities and you need that help.
Okay, so what do they do?
Well, basically they will call us. We do a little telephone interview because they have to have limitations in at least 3 areas of daily living. When we do that kind of over the phone assessment, and we can determine that they actually meet that criteria,
Okay.
then they go
What
on
would
a
you
waiting list.
Just share with the audience, what would be limited?
Limited, not being able to handle your finances, not being able to dress yourself or bathe yourself, not being able to ambulate, maybe have a limitation in certain areas that require specialized equipment.
Yes.
You know, supports coming into your home, respite, or in this instance, personal care, and maybe the funds will be used to help supplement the cost of medications that you have to have for a certain disability. Maybe your insurance doesn't cover all of it, and that grant will allow you to have that extra funds to put along with that, so that you can be able to have what you need.
Right.
So once we find that you meet criteria, you're on that waiting list, we've gotten to your name, then we have you to also come in and we sit down and do a service plan for you. And you can choose up to 3 things maybe that you want to use your funds for.
Okay.
So
You know, my heart just goes out for people, number one, who are not aware of the services.
Right.
They know they need services, but they're not aware, and they don't know where to go.
Right.
You know, they don't know where to go.
We get those calls every day.
every
you?
day. Every day.
My heart just goes out to them. And then, number 2, if they find you, how long is that waiting list?
We have the state has a waiting list that's over 7,000 people, and it's growing. I mean, it's not getting smaller, mainly because of the state's economic issues.
Right.
There is a waiting list in West Tennessee of about 1,700. We have a waiting list of about 1,600, but it includes more than just the people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Family support program alone has over 1,000 people on the waiting list for that.
Wow. And roughly, if one is placed on the waiting list, I know it's hard to say, but approximately how long would it be before that person is served?
If they're going through the state's waiting list, it will be years. Our recommendation is people sign up now, because even if you have a child that may be 14, 15, or even younger, it's better to go ahead and get them on the list.
Right.
The way the state of Tennessee manages that list is primarily through crisis. So if someone is at risk of homelessness or at risk of losing their caregivers, or they are a danger to themselves or to others in the home, they can come off that list. But you know, you can tell from those criteria that most people would not fit in that situation. So it's a long time to get off the list. We do offer private pay for people who can afford to pay for a portion of their care. And our Learning Center, pretty much all of our services have a private pay component.
Well, that's good. I didn't know that.
One thing, we're working to establish a satellite in East Memphis of our Learning Center, so that, because we know transportation is also an issue for a lot of people. So by putting satellites in the communities, we're hoping to be able to serve people who can't afford or can't provide that transportation.
Wonderful information, wonderful information, And believe it or not, I think we're about out of time. I know it just zapped by so fast, but I think we got a lot of information covered. About 30 seconds left. Is there something that you did not mention that you wanted to mention?
Well, I would like to tell people the number they can call is 901-869-7787. Our admissions and discharge is 901-312-6830. And our website is www.servs.org. And all of this information is available on our website.
On the website, And this is our wonderful poster that you put up. I think it's great. Thank you so much. It was so wonderful meeting you. Thank you so much. Do
Thank
come
you so
again.
much,
I know you'll be back.
Yes, certainly have us back.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
All right, this has been Marlene Fully Love with the first half of my show, so stay tuned. I'll be back in just a moment. Thank you. Thank you so much. Just a moment for the private TV go, please.
When life's this hard, graduating can be even harder. But you can help Ativa and the students in your community make it through by visiting boostup.org. This hard, graduating can be even harder, but you can help David and the students in your community make it through by visiting boostup.org.
G morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me. Are your parents home later? We can hang. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back. Are you with your friends? That's lame. We're in a huge fight right now. XO. What'd you dream about? Something I did? Are you on your way to the mall? I'm lonely. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
And welcome back. And now I still have the pleasure of having the executive director here with us, Mr. Tyler Hampton. Thank you for staying.
Thank you.
I know I had to twist your arm to make you stay right. Also joining me now is Ms. Karen Dunn. And Karen is the Director of Development, right?
Correct.
Hello, how are you?
I am fine, thanks.
Good, I'm doing well. Thank you so much. And thank you for coming today.
Happy to be here.
All right. Now, I know you all have a lot of events going on.
We do.
And you are in charge of that, and you're going to tell us all about these three major going on, and we're going to try to get as much participation from the listening audience as we can.
I would love to tell you.
Okay, but first of all, before we do that, what I want you to do, tell me about how did you become involved with SRVS?
I worked for another organization in Mississippi that served the same population.
All right.
And became acquainted with them over the years by actually attending some of their events that they had. And when they had an opening available, I applied, and here I am.
All right. Well, welcome to the crew.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now that we have that, now is Memphis your home?
It is now.
Okay. I didn't ask you, is this your home?
Well, actually, I live in Olive Branch, but grew up in Memphis.
Okay. Where'd you go to high school?
Wooddale.
Oh, okay. I was going to see if it was a rival or Carver. No, it was not. And I didn't ask Miss Cherry. Do you know what Miss Cherry attended high school? Hamilton. She went, oh, wow. Yes, that's a rival or Carver. Off screen. Okay. Well, we love you anyway. Okay. So tell us about these upcoming events.
Sure, sure. The first one we have is our golf tournament, and that's set for May the 20th at Ridgeway Country Club. We are going to have a four-man scramble, and which is the most popular type of event to have for a golf tournament. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a putting contest, door prizes. We're going to have a competition for the longest yard, the closest to the pin. We're going to have first, second, and third place trophies for winners in 2 flights, which is a lot of people and will be a lot of fun. Registration is at 11. We'll have lunch, and then we'll have a shotgun start at 1. You can register your teams on our website at srvs.org, or you can give me a call at 312-6853. The golf tournament is being held in memory of Dr. Fred Westbury, who supported individuals with disabilities through his dental clinic. And he loved golf, and he was an avid supporter of SRVS. He was heavily involved with the planning of Spirit of SRVS, which is another one of our largest events in the area. But that's our golf tournament.
Okay. Now, are you a golfer?
No, I'm not. I'll be on hand, and I may actually pick up a club. I've got a couple people threatening to teach me.
Okay, well, are you a golfer, Kim?
I am not, but I have organized golf tournaments in many years.
Are you a golfer?
No, I'm not.
You can come out anyway.
No, I'm not a golfer. I don't know the first thing about golf, but that's okay. That's all right. Okay, so you have a performance playhouse at the Playhouse on the Square.
We do.
Okay, the color purple.
Yes, it's the kickoff event for Spirit of SRVS, actually. We'll be unveiling the commemorative piece of artwork that we commissioned from a local artist.
Right, I remember when years past, I don't know, I can't remember if they brought a print or something from that.
Yes, it's a rather large print that we put on an easel up on stage. But this year's featured artist is David Lynch, and we're really excited about that. We expect to have the unveiling of that, and then we'll have a preview party at 1:30 on June the 23rd at Playhouse on the Square, and followed by a little bit of dancing and some music, and then we'll have a special performance of The Color Purple. Okay. So I guess the cast is all set for that, right? That's correct. Darn. That's a joke. No. As much as I'll do is a little Christmas pageant at church. That's about it for me. Okay. Tell me more about David Lynch, the artist. He is, he's from Memphis. Okay. And he is well known for his work that he does in the downtown area of Memphis. His artwork is available in several different places downtown, although I'm sorry to say I don't remember the names right off the top of my head. But you can always go to his website. It's www.davidlynchart.com. Okay, very good. Outstanding. All right. Okay, and next we have the annual Spirit of SRVS auction. That's correct. Okay, so tell us about this auction. It's auction, food, and wine tasting. I left that part out. Okay. Exactly. It's the city's premier auction event, which we're very proud of. It is set for July 27th. It's going to be at 6 o'clock at Hilton, Memphis, which is on Boulevard. Yes, as you mentioned, we're having a wine tasting. We're going to feature some wines from the vineyards of California and Washington, as well as some local vineyards. And then we're going to have a food tasting with some of the top-notch restaurants in Memphis, such as Bon Tai and Off the Square Catering. And then we'll have the unveiling of the artwork, and then we'll have a silent and a live auction. Okay. And that's what most people look forward to is the auction part. It's rather large, and we feature items such as trips, vacations to Florida, jewelry, designer purses, sports memorabilia, and a lot of art. We have a whole section devoted to art
And these are donations from different organizations and people, right?
Correct.
Right. So you have all that you need this year?
Oh, we're always looking for new items. Always.
Point. So if you want to ask
You were going there. You were going there.
If you want to ask the listening audience if they care to donate, do they contact you or?
Please contact me by email or by our website if you want, and you can contact me direct at 312-6853. That comes directed to my office.
Okay, all right. All right, so Executive Director, let's hear further input from you on your wonderful organization. What do you need to tell the listening audience today?
SRVS is an organization that for many years has been supported through Medicaid and through that home and community-based services. As you know, with the economy the way it is, the Medicaid only provides so much. We mentioned earlier that we have a learning center, and that learning center has a Montessori-style delivery for activities, has a lot of different specialty rooms and a sensory garden, and that stuff isn't paid by Medicaid. So SRVS is always looking to partner with the community in different ways. Of course, we'll take donations.
Right.
We also love to have volunteers come in and work with us.
Okay.
Because, you know, with volunteers, they can do things that you would have to pay staff for otherwise.
Right, exactly.
And they provide a richness and an integration with the community that we really look for, especially to help broaden the quality of the program we're providing to the people we support. So any kind of support for agencies like SRVS, and of course we want it to come to us, but that kind of support means so much to agencies like us. Just because to add that level of excellence, that level of quality, requires that level of participation.
Okay, outstanding. And for all of these donations and that you're going to get, give us that phone number and the website one more time.
The phone number is 901-869-7787. That's our general number. Karen's number is 901-312-6853. And our website is www.srvs.org.
Wonderful. And let me mention that the Westbury Memorial Golf Tournament is May the 20th at the Ridgeway Country Club. Playhouse on the Square benefit performance of The Color Purple will be Sunday, June the 23rd. And the 15th annual Spirit of SRVS auction, food, and wine tasting will be July 27th at the Hilton from 6 to 11 p.m. Is that it?
That's it.
Believe it or not, our time is up. It's time for us to saddle up and ride out of here.
How about that?
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
So, listening audience, please remember these dates, and let's call and donate and give our support. This has been Marlene Fullilove, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.